I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, the budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government to really compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs.
Prime Grid Renewable Energy Incorporated was more than an idea. It was something that for many years, for me being in academia, being in the industry, and being in the government, as a professor of energy and mirror engineering at Penn State University for many years while I was there, I was exposed to the three forms of energy generation, which includes oil and gas, as well as solid minerals, coal mining, and different types of solid minerals. And then you have the electricity market, which includes renewable energy. And when we decided to form Prime Grid, having looked at the different forms of electricity generation, we believe that a more sustainable energy generation method is not just by looking at solar or wind, but looking at something, one of the many types of renewable energy systems that that is not seasonal, okay, that is abundant, that you don't have to wait till after 6 p.m. You have to now use a battery system, or have inverters, or you have to switch your refrigerator off to enjoy your air conditioning. So we decided to focus for Africa by considering what Africa has in abundance. And one thing that Africa has in abundance, apart from sunlight, is water. 80% of the world is made up of water, and Africa has been blessed with water, both inland water and the ocean water. Africa is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, the Mediterranean, and the Indian Ocean. So as long as you have water, you can generate power. We have different types of power generation method using hydropower. We have the tidal, ocean and tidal wave generation, which involves turning of turbines, as well as the surface water and the underground water system. So we're focusing more on using mini and small hydropower systems in Africa. Nigeria is richly blessed. There are 11 river basin authorities in Nigeria. There is hardly any part of Nigeria that does not have water. The power in the north central region of Nigeria can actually power the entire country if hydropower is done right. And we have the different forms of hydropower. Growing up, when you talk about hydropower, people think it's just the Kanji Dam that we're talking about. But we have different forms of hydropower systems, whereby you have the impoundment that involves a dam, but you have run of the river. The run of the river, you don't necessarily need to have a dam. You can just tap into the canal or the water coming in from the river and install your turbine, and as the water is coming in, it's rotating the turbine and generating electricity. And then we have the pump storage hydropower system, whereby you can actually pump the water from your borehole or your well, and you can actually use the water that is being pumped to generate electricity.
That is, pump it into a tank or something?
You can pump it into a tank, or you can pump it into the canal. As long as you pump it, you pump it to what's called a gutter or something, and the water flows into the turbine. It will generate electricity, and you can recapture that and recirculate it back into the system. As long as you're accounting for evaporation, you have a system that is covered, or you are not really losing a lot of water from evaporation, then you can generate electricity.
We are going to lose water because of our temperature, the climate in Nigeria is very hot. So
so to address for that, we will install sensors whereby when the water level goes down, it tells the pump, underground pump, to pump the water back up. So similar to the water closet that you have in the toilet. So you have like a float and a sensor. So when the water level goes down, then it will pump more water into the system.
So how far have you gone in Nigeria now to get this done?
Yes, we've met. We already have some proof of concept in the pipeline. We've spoken to different states governments. We've spoken to private individuals, hotel owners, real estate developers, as well as universities. So the demand is very high, and we are currently making efforts to bring in some investments in areas that needs to be funded for this type of project.
You know, the cost for this kind of project is going to be very high. What can you give in support? Because, you know, if you have to go through the government, you have so many places and hurdles to cross before you get to government. And when there is a change in government, most of the dreams, they just go down. What are you planning in terms of cost for smaller investors, maybe real estate owners, or maybe market developers and all that, to just come in? And what are your plans for individuals as well?
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Dr. Ajayi. I think that's a very good question. We believe in collaboration. We believe in partnership. If we can have a power purchase agreement with our potential partner, we can get our investors, foreign investors, to partner with us to fund the project. But we will need some commitment from our local partners that needs the projects installed on their facilities to also make some commitments. No matter how small it is, because they would use that on diesel anyway, or they use it on gas engines. So if you have a station, let's say you have a hotel that spends about 10 to 15 million naira every month on diesel. I mean, if you can commit part of that 10 to 15 million naira into some of the investment, and then our investors will know that at least the risk is being shared.
Okay, that's like equity?
Yes, where they know the risk is being shared. It's not, you're not going to really find 100% investment, so to say, because the investors are worried about the risk, like I mentioned earlier on, about the stability of the market, but the volatility of the market and some other things. So when there is shared risk, then it makes a better case to bring in investments.
Okay. One last word to the people about what you think we can do to make it better in terms of renewable energy.
Yes. Well, renewable energy, it's something that is really new in Nigeria and around Africa, but it's been around for a while. All these things I just said, it's not entirely new. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just applying it in a more specific manner to the African context. So we are open to discussions. We are open to collaborating with any group, whether there's a private entity or public agency that is willing to work together with us, to see us as partners. We have a fundamental problem. Like I said earlier on, electricity is a basic human right. Having access to electricity is a basic human right that I think that we can work together to solve the problem and provide a better future for our people, those coming behind us. You know, no child or no market woman should have to worry about freezing our goods. No child should ever worry about electricity to read and things like that. You know, together we can build a better future. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, the budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government will compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs.